Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX diesel. Finished in urban titanium with the light leather interior and just 48,000 miles on the clock. I do apologise, it's a little bit later in the day, so I'm fighting against the sun going down quickly, but I need to get it done today if I possibly can. But the car's lovely, lights and lenses completely clear and intact, as you can see. Front of the car is very, very, very clean. There's only the odd tiny little stone chip, but you have to look hard to find them. Near side of the car, passenger side, absolutely mirror smooth on the panels there. Front wing, lovely. Near side front alloy, absolutely beautiful. Michelin tyre on there. Do apologise if this is a bit rushed today. It's going to get very gloomy very quickly. Near side rear alloy, again lovely, and again another Michelin tyre. And coming around the back of the car, again absolutely wonderfully clean. Around to the offside, driver's side, as with the near side, very, very, very clean on the panel right there. Offside rear alloy, again beautiful with another Michelin tyre. I should have just said it's got Michelin tyres all around really, but there we go, hindsight's a great thing. Winding panels, absolutely beautiful. And then final alloy, again, in lovely condition. Coming into the boot now, absolutely huge in the boots, of course, the CR-Vs. Quick folding rear seats. It really is getting dark, I do apologise, but the plastic in the back here is wonderfully clean, scratch free. Coming to the back now, these big wide opening rear doors. Huge amounts of rear leg room in the CR-Vs, and it's been kept beautifully in the back here as well. The leatherwork's in fantastic condition. Coming into the front passenger door card, all the recesses really nicely kept. Footwell areas again very, very nice, and front passenger seat been given very, very little use at all. Finally, coming to the driver's door card again, wonderfully clean and tidy. Footwell area has been kept really nicely. The driver's seat itself is in fantastic condition. So sat inside the car now, engine's running through this section, so the dash can be seen illuminated there. You can see there, sat nav working absolutely perfectly. If I pop the car into reverse, you get that lovely clear gridded parking camera, but it is in fantastic condition. The video, grainy as it is this time of evening, doesn't do it justice in all honesty, but there we go. 48,618 miles, no warning lights on the dashboard at all. Steering wheel looks and feels absolutely as new in hand. It's in a wonderful, wonderful condition in here. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and locking wheel nut key are both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX diesel. This particular car is registered HN63ZGL, and mileage is 48,612 miles. The reason for doing the videos is essentially, basically, so that if you're looking at the car in an advert online, you actually get to see that car in operation. It gives us an opportunity to feedback anything on test drive that you'd feel yourself. So if there is something wrong, any warning lights, anything like that, you get to know about it before setting off to us, because we know how frustrating it can be to travel vast distances only to get there to find out it has got an issue you should have been told about. The car itself has obviously been very, very well looked after, and it really does feel like it feels incredibly tight and taut. Engine starts absolutely instantly, settles to a smooth, even idle. No warning lights at all on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car, and temperature gauge running as a third, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car. Engines themselves are wonderful units. They're tough, reliable, very long lasting, but they're very civilised and quiet in operation as well. Certainly once you're up and running, it's hard to really know you're in a diesel engine or using a diesel engine. But it's also got a lovely power delivery. It's not one of these really frustrating engines where you get nothing, then suddenly loads of power and then nothing again. It's got a really nice spread of power, which makes them it's an ideal engine for this kind of vehicle. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch on the car is absolutely perfect. Bite point's exactly where it should be on the pedal travel, and the pedal itself is lovely and smooth in operation. Gearbox is just a joy to use. 6-speed. It's short and throw. It's got brilliant synchro mesh. It's got the perfect springing, and unlike so many in this class, it feels much more sporty than you'd expect. The gear change, as I said, just for changing for fun, is just brilliant. You just can't fault it. It's the best gear change in its class by a country mile, and there's no wear in the linkage at all. It's exactly how it should be. Steering on the car, a really strong point on these CR-Vs. It's very nicely weighted. You've got quite a sort of small down to steering wheel, so it feels very manoeuvrable. But the actual steering itself is very direct, very precise, wonderfully accurate, and it matches the chassis beautifully, because if the chassis wasn't able to sort of cope with the steering inputs, it can be make them feel kind of slightly sort of wallowy, and or they can be, you know, too sharp or too slow and feel a bit ponderous. But this is a pretty much perfect setup. The chassis itself is a real class act, because Honda have managed to achieve what you want for this type of car: a very comfortable ride, but one that allows it to maintain its composure through the corners, and it does it beautifully. There's also no noises coming from underneath the vehicle, no mechanical clatterings that shouldn't be there. Having said that, the car is about to go through an MOT tomorrow, actually, so anything will be checked up as a matter of course. Just checking the cruise control function, all works perfectly. Brakes on the car, and give them a bit of a shove when I get to this turning now coming up. A little bit later than normal. But that's a really nice brake pedal on the car, nice and solid. What I'm looking for is, I don't want to feel any kind of vibrations or pulsing, and it pulls the car up nice and straight as well. Looking around inside the car, it's not even been cleaned yet. It's literally just arrived to us. It's just dropped the driver off, actually, and it's in beautiful condition. It hardly needs a clean. It's wonderful in here. Dashboard itself is fantastic. It's very well equipped, but it doesn't daunt you at all in terms of the equipment. Simple, easy to use, but very high quality as well. Sat nav, you can see, working perfectly. Dual zone climate control, and I checked the air conditioning is pumping ice cold air out there as well. Heated seats work exactly as intended, and those were checked earlier. Directly in front, dashboard, simple, easy, legible, very simple to use and read. And then you got this steering wheel, as I said, sort of feels quite dinky in hand, leather bound, really nice to feel. Feels like new, looks like new, but just a lovely place to sit. Great driving position, great visibility, and beautifully put together as well. They really are sensationally well made cars. What I love, I've always loved this interior, because what it actually gives you is a much lighter interior than the full black, which, you know, is very appealing in its own right. On darker days, cloudier days, what you don't get is that kind of like gloominess inside the car, which you can get with black cars, and you don't get in. It just has a warmth to it, and it brightens it up for, you know, front and rear seat passengers alike. It's a lovely place to sit and drive a car. I do apologise, my phone's now going off just at the wrong time. These are four-wheel drive vehicles, albeit there is no four-wheel drive switch, because that car does it all for you, basically. What it does, I mean, Honda worked out very quickly that, you know, most people are going to drive like I am today, on perfectly good roads, so it runs in front-wheel drive pretty much the whole time. Only if the front wheels start to spin, let's say on a bit of ice or snow or mud, it'll automatically bring in the rear wheels to give you rear-wheel drive, as well as the front wheels to give you four-wheel drive in total. It's seamless, it's brilliant. I've used it many times towing, and it is sensationally good at what it does. And its simplicity gives it its reliability, because we've never put a spanner on them, and that's in 20 years of selling cars with this type of four-wheel drive system. As I said at the start of the video, the point is brief as it is. is just to show the car in operation really, but as I said, to feedback on any issues. There's nothing at all on this car. It drives beautifully. It feels really, really tight and solid on the road, and I'm not giving it any allowance for age or mileage, and I've been selling Honda cars for nearly 30 years now, so if there was something amiss with the car, I'd pretty much feel it straight away if it manifested itself while driving, and it just feels wonderfully, wonderfully tight. Any questions, please don't hesitate, do give us a call.